what's going on? This is a new setup because I am going to be dyeing my hair. And I was on this little thing called Jubilee. I don't know if you've heard of it. I was in one of their videos recently and I'm going to be addressing hate comments. The tea. Anyways, if you like Jubilee and you like today's video, I mean, basic girl, dyeing hair, reacting to hate comments, you don't get more basic than that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button, ring the bell to become a beautiful rosebud. Somebody on the internet who doesn't hate me. Yay! Okay, so tomorrow is my first day of virtual school. And my hair's a wreck. As we can see, I just washed it. It looks dead. So we are going to give her a makeover. I also have a little bit of special help here. Introducing the one, the only, Kayla Gray. So she has a YouTube channel. She wants to start one. I'll link her subscription. I just like to let you know that she did not believe in this channel, guys. It'd be like that. Oh, this is not PG for this channel. I'm going to show you what I got. So, we got some Vaseline because your girl has a receding hairline. I didn't use this dye originally, but I'm using Arctic Fox Poseidon. Kayla, I'm trying to film.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't use this dye the first time, but I am using Arctic Fox Poseidon. I really liked the shade. Don't I look great, guys? Okay, anyways, obviously I look like a train wreck, but it's fine. This isn't completely blue, but like, I've just given up. I'm not gonna go through and try to do everything. Besides, a lot of it could be dirty blonde as well. Oh, this looks bad. Say hello to my little friend. Now, I don't know what a proper amount of Vaseline is to put.
Don't put the whole thing.
But I just need like a little, like here. So let's answer the first question. First, we're going to be reacting to hate comments. Okay. And to be super clear, let me explain the situation first. I don't think it's the worst hate I've ever gotten. Like, I feel like the comments were way more brutal on my Singer Reacts video. I will link that in the card. But, you know, I feel like they framed this clip out of context. At the end of that statement, I said, although I don't think being anti-mask is the logical stance, I loved how they cut that out and everybody just assume I am an anti-masker Trump supporter. Yeah, that's great.
The blue-haired girl judgmental look every time they chose on the spectrum rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay, I show everything on my face. Like, it's not an excuse, but like, you may have been misinterpreting this. Second of all, there was 2 hours of footage. They probably took the times where the most interesting stuff was going on in my face. Not just when I was just staring at the camera. Also, I was probably thinking about my own answer. Probably not judging other people. Because, like, I didn't even know, like, what position people took because we had to type it in on Zoom until we discussed. So, that's just incorrect.
People who say their rights are being taken away have never actually had their rights taken away.
Well, that's a juicy one. That's just not true. Again, I'm not one to cry wolf and like, I'm being oppressed and I'm special and I'm the victim, because that's just not true. That's just to frame me in a wrong light. Basically, I argued that like, hey, it's a little weird. The restrictions are feeling a bit 1984 for whatever reason. Everybody went out ham on me. Time for the hair dye. Ah!
Welcome to the house, to the
house of Habaya. Oh
Sorry.
yeah, video link to the card. Now I don't know what a proper amount of this is to put in. Let's take this little pony out. But now you're just a phantom in my head. Okay. Okay, I think I originally put way too little. I don't know what the proper amount is.
Blue streak, I'm a weirdo girl is definitely from a conservative background.
Okay. To be fair, my dad does lean more right. Don't know if we'll keep that in the video. However, my extended family does support Trump. My family does not. I think my mom growing up definitely leaned more left, but my dad was more vocal about his political beliefs. So maybe that's where you're getting it from. Just because I'm from a quote-unquote conservative background shouldn't like devalue my stance. That's like the problem I have. Bias in media. It's like Jubilee tends, and a lot of Hollywood tends to lean very left, which there's nothing wrong with that. Be very accepting to different point of views. Besides, I don't think I said anything that radical.
Like, it's the same thing with her. Like, I am more left than Laura, and I suppose.
See, keep in mind too, we're both on the left. Like, yes. I have a bias, but
I think I'm a little bit more on the left than you, personally, but, like, whatever. Like, I know some of my friends come from very Republican, conservative-based houses, but he is completely left, while his parents are completely right, you know? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter where you come from.
So satisfying. I don't know if you can see this on camera.
I will never be satisfied.
I will never be satisfied.
Sorry for that ratchet vocals. The next one's a personal favorite of mine is I stand Charlie, Sophie, Jacob, Vanessa, Hannah, and Nyla. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
I thought this was a compliment because I was like, oh, that's really nice, you know? But then I looked for my name and I was like, it'd be like that though, you know? Again, it's just like you have to take the time to write out all those names, you know? A lot of people are like that. They like stood everybody except me. And this was in the minority of people, sure, but it still like hurts because it's like that passive aggressive comment that just kind of pinches you and you don't really know it. That just kind of hurt. I'm really nervous because I think I dyed some stuff that wasn't bleached.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Is it coming off?
I don't know.
Ah!
Your pores are very big.
I know.
Do I have to wipe it?
I don't know. Also, are we getting the Smurf vibe? Seriously. You know. Hydrate. Alright, let's do some more questions. These aren't necessarily flat out hate. It's just, I feel like my intentions weren't as clear. I don't think my intentions came off in the video when it came up to interpretation. But yeah, very interesting.
Hannah, the athletic, cheery, popular girl. Nyla, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her right.
Nyla.
The intention, and I cannot speak. The intelligent and strong African American woman that probably graduated from Harvard. Sophie, the party girl who wants to live her life to the fullest, having fun. Charlie, the gay artistic guy that excels in at least one form of art.
Why is that so true?
Like Laura Rose, the quirky, I'm not like other girls girl. Jacob, the smart, chill Asian kid that we all know in our class and love. Vanessa, the gorgeous foreign girl that acts years older beyond her actual age.
Okay, this is very interesting. First of all, that people assume that you can basically take a 2-minute clip and you think you know the person. We were all more similar than I thought. We all had like a common naturality, like, especially with the popularity, that's like very wrong. We were all pretty mellow. Like, I was probably one of the more energetic people in the group. I think we were all just on the same page. Also, somebody pointed this out in the comment, the people of color only got their race mentioned, which was a little weird. That's supposed to be a compliment. I think somebody was genuinely being nice, and I appreciate that it's like promoting stereotypes. And it's just so not accurate. But, alright, let me do my own description of these people.
Okay, start with
Also,
Hannah.
There's no T. Alright. Hannah, she's actually quite shy. Kind of chill, kind of anxious for college, you know. But although less annoying than your average senior. Nyla. First of all, she's been vomited in the comments. She actually runs this, candle business that I'm gonna get candles for soon. Very interesting. Yeah, she's very grounded, very level-headed. She goes to this private school. Sophie, I feel like she was probably the most like analytical. She was my age.
Charlie.
Fun fact, we were supposed to collab, but then he ghosted me.
Fun fact, actually really sad fact. I can't swim. Like, I have this big ass pool and I can't swim.
Is this like a conversation? He's cool, but yeah. I'm still looking for that clip.
Below that rose.
I'm not like other girls. Okay. I genuinely, like, don't do that for attention. Like, Kayla makes fun of me all the time for it. I'm like, I'm not even trying. Why are people like so annoyed by like my individuality?
I don't know.
Jacob, he's super cool. He used to live in Beijing. In the rights discussion, he also talked about, yo, you get so many more rights here. Be grateful. Very cool mellow dude.
And Vanessa.
She comes from Venezuela and she told her whole story. Very interesting. Very, very timid as well. It's very interesting also because I got to know them in a very intimate 2-hour conversation first, and then I saw their Instagram and I just saw like the difference in their personality and about how like, you know what I mean, social media makes you look way bigger than you actually are, and we're all just kind of kids just like trying to make it through. So yeah, the hate comments, not appreciated for that reason.
Wait, the girl who mentioned Australia and New Zealand. I'm from New Zealand. We've never had curfews or cameras. Is this really what the rest of the world thinks has been going on here?
Okay, so it turns out I was wrong. First of all, I shouldn't have put Oceania into one group. I originally got that video because I saw a couple videos of like people getting arrested for creating petitions on change.org for protests. Second of all, with a little bit more research and people correcting me in the comments, thank you, I learned it's just Melbourne, which is, I believe Sydney's in there, which is under the strictest lockdown. Again, I apologize for misrepresenting your country. I used you guys as a talking point because a lot of people were praising how they did it, and I know in Melbourne, like somebody did confirm this in the comments for me, that they can't leave within like a mile of their house or whatever, and they can only exercise for 1 hour a day, crazy stuff like that. And again, you know, if you're in that country, you know the experience better, but I was just kind of using that as a talking point.
From Australia, we are installing cameras. We're looking at thermal images which show heat signatures. Basically, a camera that sees fevers for facial recognition, ultimate government control cameras. Australia and plus New Zealand have the benefit of being waterlocked countries. Shutting down borders is relatively easy. There is a curfew in one state with the largest outbreak is occurring. It is a curfew with exceptions. While it's difficult to deal with, there are some sacrifices need to be made to protest the greater community.
So technically there are cameras. I know people pointed this out. They do exist in the States. I'm very well aware of it. I just heard of the technology specifically being tested out in Melbourne, right? Still, why do you need like a camera to tell you if you have a fever? You know what I mean? Like they have those little wands now where like you hold it up to somebody's face. Like that should be enough in your symptoms. So it just seems like a bit of an overkill, you know? And just because you have a fever, right, doesn't necessarily mean you have COVID, you know? It's asymptomatic. It is every symptom of the flu, you know? I don't know the difference yet, except that it's a worse flu. So first of all, if you're in this crazy curfew, praying for you. If you see some stand up for it.
Cool. Okay, next one. I think that shows that teenagers do, in fact, want to go to school. And the school system should not take advantage of that. They should make sure they do a good job of wanting them to return. Have inactive classes that aren't boring and snooze-worthy. Understand the students and their needs. How on earth? She was making a perfectly valid point and the other kids put words in her mouth. We should be terrified of government surveillances. And it's sad that people assume you're against wearing masks for suggesting that.
Exactly my point. Like, I am not an anti-masker. The whole thing just seems off. I'm not here to just devalue somebody's pain by saying that because, of course, people have been affected by this. But I feel like the shutdowns have been more catastrophic than the virus. Thank you for actually understanding my point. And I think the majority of people did understand that and that we could agree to disagree.
I mean, my family are Democrats, but my dad is a scientist, specifically a biologist, and he's anti-mask. I wear masks to keep other people comfortable, but I agree with her when she says they have a point. Studies done before and during the pandemic have shown that masks don't do to stop the spread of the virus. And most studies that do show masks are helpful are funded by foundations and corporates that receive money and other benefits from the DNC. I see no problem wearing a mask myself, but I also see the other side, a lot of maintaining many political movements, and I don't like that. Politics have no place mandating what you do with your body, including wearing a mask, making you get a vaccine, or saying a woman can't get an abortion. Every single person has a choice no matter what they do with their bodies.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, the fear-mongering and being looked like the bad guy if you don't get a vaccine or you don't wear a mask is insane. I don't think it should be villainized to the certain extent it has been. Actually, my friends, I actually asked, I said this in the comments, but I actually asked my friend's mom, who's a nurse, like, oh, how effective are masks? Because on the internet, on Twitter, I saw that like you could like spray like water through the mask, or you could spray like a substance and it would go through. And she said that she dubbed it society's comfort blanket because they really don't do anything. It's an illusion of safety. Like, they still allow water molecules to pass through if you were to sneeze on somebody. It's just a way to kickstart the economy. We're holding masks and vaccines at the end-all be-all, but it's just a really complicated situation. And you're right, it should not be politically involved. Like, that was crushing when I realized that, like, Black Lives Matter basically gives their money to the DNC because that's insane, you know? Like, it shouldn't be politics such as race and, you know, a global pandemic shouldn't be political.
It's siding with the Karens for me.
Listen. The Karens are just using their privilege to make a big stink about everything. You're just trying to use the fact that I am a white female or devalue my opinion. Thinking for yourself shouldn't be stigmatized. I get it, Karens. I've worked in the service industry. They're a pain. I get it. But you cannot tell me that having a different opinion than someone and putting questioning on the table is the same as that, because it's not. Like, personally, like, wearing a mask isn't a big deal to me.
Hopefully not everything is dyed blue forever.
What?
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look, it's so blue.
Wait, Cora, go more in the back though. Not your full thing in. Not the whole thing. I'm just saying.
Now, we need some copyright-free music as we're doing this glamorous task. Alright, Kayla, sing it with me. Everywhere we go,
Everywhere we go,
people always ask us
people always ask us
who we are
who we are
and where do we come
and
from.
where do we come.
Do you think that's funny?
No.
Excuse my appearance, I look like a whole other breed of crazy. Kayla's done being my cameraman, so we're gonna finish off those last questions.
Really proud of these kids. All I want is for young people to speak out, up and loud. Legit a dream is to hear these conversations, considering the fact that many grown adults and many of our elders want to run from anything tough conversations that make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's really true. Honestly, like, I admire everybody in that group because everybody was so mature. Like, literally the people in the comments were starting the conflicts. Like, we were just all vibing. You're absolutely right. Like, talking to them was like a dream come true. I took more away from that experience than getting 200K views on YouTube.
And really liked what Laura Rose had to say. Laura Rose, if you see this, you are extremely intelligent and well-spoken.
Aww.
I loved this group. Such a beautiful representation of Gen Z at its finest.
Agreed. There are no nut jobs. We appreciate that. Bye! Yeah, oh my god. Smurf vibes.